Hello, my name is Hope Welty, and I would like to thank you for joining us in Del Campo High School's Coog Media Studio as we take the time to speak with candidates for the San Juan Unified School District's Board of Education. Each of our videos will start up with a 2-minute introduction by the candidate. Then I will ask the candidate a series of questions that our parents, staff, students, and community members submitted, and our student staff helped select. Each candidate is asked the same questions, so if you'd like to hear another candidate's response, you'll be able to in their video. Candidates have up to 2 minutes to respond to each question. To make sure that we get all the questions in and that all candidates have an equal opportunity to respond, our district office friend, Elizabeth Zeladon, will keep track of time and let us know if we approach the 2-minute mark. After questions, the candidate will have a 2-minute closing statement, so be sure to watch all the way through to the end. Now, let me introduce to you Murad Sarama, who is running to represent Trustee Area 7. Hello, candidate Sarama. Please begin with your opening statement.
Well, thank you for having me here today. I have decided to run to represent parents' perspective on the board and will work in collaboration with teachers, staff, and the administration to benefit our kids. Earlier in the pandemic, I watched parents and educators alike rise to unprecedented challenge. Everyone worked harder than ever to protect the education to which students are entitled. This deep commitment to the success and education of our children must be the foundation of all the work taken by the San Juan Unified School District Board. I am the only candidate for the trustee area that has kids enrolled in San Juan Unified School District. In fact, I moved with my family to Citrus Heights Antelope Roseville Station 2 decades ago to enroll my children in the district. My 3 daughters have since graduated while my adorable little man still enrolled in elementary school. I pride myself coming from a family of educators. 2 of my sisters were school teachers in New York City, while my older brother was a superintendent for one of that city's largest school districts. I'm very proud to be endorsed and supported by educators, community leaders, my neighbors, and parents to be your next board member. I'm ready to roll my sleeves and get to work for our kids to have the best experience in a safe and nurturing environment at the San Juan Unified School District. Thank you.
Your first question: San Juan Unified stopped providing home-to-school transportation more than a decade ago. What can be done to help make sure that students can get to and from school safely?
I believe in safety being a precondition in the San Juan Unified School District in every campus. And I believe when elected, I will work in collaboration with the administration to make sure we provide safe transportation while working with the classified staff folks to make sure we are recruiting folks to come in and drive our buses or find alternative transportation for them to get there safe and to school, from school, and to the school campus, from home and to the school campus safely. I will work also with the administration to make sure each and every campus have a safe drop-off for our kids and safe pickup for our kids, while we have staffing available during drop-off and during pickup to make sure it is a safe experience for our kids. Thank you.
Many families were impacted by the change to start times this school year, whether it be by a lack of supervision in the morning before school or a time crunch after school trying to fit in activities. What supports did you see the district implement to help families adjust, and what else do you think can be done?
I think the challenges the district has, like many districts across the state, is staffing. And it's been a challenge for not only school district, but every business across the state. And when elected, I'll make sure we work to go and recruit talent to our district and make sure we work again with our classified staff folks and with the administration to make sure we have a good paying jobs for these to be able to get and stay and retain our good employees to be able to have staffing, again, early in the morning and staffing later in the afternoon as needed.
Most districts in California, including San Juan Unified, are facing declining student enrollment at their schools. Why do you think this is, and what ideas do you have to combat declining enrollment?
Indeed, it is unfortunate to see that. When I had my kids enrolled 2 decades ago in the school district, it is unfortunate that the enrollment rate was a little bit higher. And again, rate, not per student number. I will work in collaboration again with the administration and the school board to look at the root causes of that declining in enrollment. If one of them is the scores that we have, the test scores that we have, we need to work again with collaboration with the administrations, our teachers, to look at the root causes, why is that happening, and provide the assistance needed for each campus and each classroom to make sure these test scores be the best in the region so we can gain enrollment back in our school district.
What can San Juan Unified do to provide classes that have meaning to students and learning that can be used in the real world?
Like right here, CTE classes. I'm a big proponent of bringing more CTE classes to the San Juan Unified School District. Matter of fact, I believe when the student graduate from San Juan Unified School District on their graduation day, when they walk, they should have that certificate. They could go the following Monday and earn $40 to $50 an hour because they had programs like these CTE programs that offer certificates to prepare them for the world and for the job market as well. I'm a big proponent, once again, for CTE programs across all campuses, and this studio right here should be replicated in many other campuses across the district.
What role does the Board of Education play in making sure that we have the highest quality teachers and staff to serve students and families?
Thank you. Again, I mentioned retention being one of the biggest thing I want to go ahead and bring into the board and work in collaboration with the administration. How can we retain our teachers? I asked that question to my kindergarten teacher, my kid's kindergarten teacher. She taught my daughter, who's a college student, and now she taught my kid, just a year ago, he was in kindergarten, what make you stay at the San Juan Unified School District? What make you stay? Of course, the passion to the education and other things that she mentioned to me that made her stay. So I'll make sure that environment that was provided for that teacher is provided for every teacher across every campus. And I will work in collaboration again with the administration and with the teachers, with the San Juan Teachers Association, to make sure they have a good paying job, salaries for every teacher to retain them.
With more than $1 billion in community-supported bond funds, San Juan has been able to do a lot to improve and rebuild facilities. Do you support more bonds in the future, and how would you prioritize which schools the funds are spent at?
Thank you. Yes, I do support that, and I support renovating each and every campus that we have. A lot of our campuses actually have not been renovated for quite a while. And again, funding to those campuses, funding to the school district will help us to go ahead and renovate and have state-of-the-art facilities and build more. Like just recently in my district, Mesa Verde just got approved to build a stadium in there. That should not been done. That should have been done a long time ago by bringing those kind of bonds into the district.
What would you like to specifically see done to improve safety on school campuses?
As I mentioned, safety should be a precondition on our school campuses. For our students' safety, for the kids' safety in elementary schools and others, we have to have the resources available for them. And I'm a big believer to evaluate all the others and all the root causes that might be a safety concern for parents, students, and also the teachers and staff. So I will work in collaboration with each and every campus to make sure we have these processes available. As I recently asked Mr. Allen, one of the San Juan Unified School District cabinet members, about what is the process currently that we have in place. I did look at the process, and we do have room for improvement. Again, by bringing more resources, by optimizing the processes that we currently have to be ready for any threat that can come into our school campus.
What is the single most impactful thing you can do as a board member to make sure that the district and its schools remain financially sound and have balanced budgets?
As a business person, I ran budgets before, and I understand how to be physically responsible to allocate budget in the right area. I will make sure the budget addresses all the resources needed in our classroom without running into any deficits into that budget, as well as to make sure we have allocation of a lot of funding or money in our saving account, I call it. The ones, that account is when something happens within the district, when we don't have the funding available, that number should be the biggest in our budget. And I'll be a big proponent of bringing more into that account.
Like many of the adults in our community, some students are struggling with their mental health and resiliency. What is the school district's role in supporting student mental health, and what would you do as a board member to make sure it happens?
Again, that also roll into safety of our students. Mental health is something we should provide all the resources needed to address any mental health issues on our school campuses. When I say by resources, increasing the number of counselors that's available on each and every campus. Train our teachers on how to handle situations when they see it, and how to go and report that to the right folks to make sure that we're addressing all mental health issues that's on our campuses and provide the support needed for our student.
Do unions have too much power in California schools?
That question is, do we support a good paying jobs? Yes, I'm a supportive of good paying jobs. And our teachers deserve a higher paid salaries. And I believe our staff deserve a higher paid salaries. Again, without running into any budget issues and allocating the right budget to our teachers and staff. We trust those folks with our kids every day. We drop them off and leave. They should be paid a good amount of money for their service to our kids. And yes, as I said earlier in the CTE programs, a lot of these jobs I mentioned that make $40 to $50 an hour, mostly are union jobs.
As students, we see acts of hate speech and bias on our campus. As a board member, what would you do to address these concerns?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question, Hope?
As students, we see acts of hate speech and bias on our campus. As a board member, what would you do to address these concerns?
There's no room for hate speech. I'm a big believer in free speech. But when it gets to becoming a hate speech, there's no room in our campuses for that kind of speech. And I will make sure that gets addressed with the administration in the right way. So each case is different. But definitely, there's no room for that. Even being somebody wrote something on a wall that's very offensive to any community, that should be addressed immediately, and we should be talking about it. However, I'm a big believer in how can we prevent such a hate from our school campuses? What can we do to implement diversity, equity, and inclusion for our kids? That's what should be working on before it gets to that point. There's no hate. There's no hate in our school campuses. We should not get to that point. No students should be saying anything hateful or writing or drawing anything hateful to any group, no matter what it is. Because it is our responsibility to teach our kids that is not acceptable. So it is our responsibility as board members to make sure we address that. And how can we go ahead and prevent that from happening? What can we do to prevent that from happening? What root causes that when an incident like this happens? So I'm a big believer in working on this before it happens, educating our kids, make sure we have that DE&I clubs in every school campus to talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion for our students.
How have you seen the district listen to the voice of students, and what other ideas do you have for how student voice can be expanded?
I'll tell you what, I enjoy students' report on the board when they come in, when I go ahead and attend the board meeting. And I listen, I take notes. Recently I took notes from the San Juan High School, and I took notes from other schools before what concerns they have. So these concerns should be taken seriously, and also working with the administration and each school campus to make sure we address their concerns. And also, if they have a nice program going in their own campus, we could go ahead and actually replicate that program to other schools to make it happen. So the students' voice is very important to me, and I will be a good listener to come in and visit each and every campus to see what students are looking for and what concerns they have and what things we could do better as board members. Because we work for you, for the students. We work for the parents and students and staff and for the teacher. And that's our job to do. And again, I will be a good listener for the voice of our kids in school, our students.
Thank you, candidate Sarama. Do you have a closing statement you would like to share?
Yes. As I mentioned in my last question, I will be a voice for student safety on the board of the San Juan Unified School District. Safety should be a precondition on our school campuses. As a parent and as a businessman in essential industry, I watch our community rise even when threats to our children increase. We have the power to keep our children safe and set them up for success in San Juan schools. Our children win when parents, teachers, and staff, and the administration work together to benefit our kids. I will work to expand the career and technical education, similar to the studio that we have here today. Our kids should have a certificate when they walk on graduation day to be able to earn $40 to $50 an hour, as I mentioned earlier. And I'm a big believer in that, and I will expand these programs on school campuses to make that happen. And we cannot make that happen without the collaboration with the administration, industry leaders, and everybody involved in these programs, and recruit more educators in the CTE programs. I will diligently ensure that our district never runs into any budget crisis. Again, as a business person who ran large budget, I know what it takes to be physically responsible and allocate our taxpayers' money accordingly. Your vote is your vote. Your vote is a vote for your kids' safety. Your vote is a vote for a parent that will bring your voice to the board. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to go and watch every candidate's video, and please go out and vote.